Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is @FeelThePainPW, or Nick Payne if you prefer, and you're listening and watching my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. This is the 14th episode, so if you haven't already, please check out my previous episodes. My last race, of course, was at the Hungary GP, where I did actually make quite a few quite tasty overtakes, as you can see here on Latifi there, and I had a very intense battle with Sebastian Vettel in his Ferrari as well, which I did in the end come out on top with a nice little overtake into the last corner, and I actually finished the race in a great position of P4, so good load of points on the board for us there. And another great result for us as well. So, but as you can see, we've got the chance to renew our sponsor of Polar. But to be honest, I do fancy changing it because I did think the 10 laps was a bit too little. Like we could do better than just get 10 laps. Yeah, it was easy money, but I thought may as well try pushing ourselves. And this is a qualified P10. So I thought, and I like the logo. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to go with. We're signed with ANF. Because obviously if you can qualify P10 then you get the quite a big sum of money as well, which actually allows us to sort of look around on the car and sort of change a few aspects of where the logos actually go. And I do think we've actually done quite a good job with signing with ANF, because that does make the car a lot better than what it did with the Polar logo. So I am quite happy with that. As you can see, we've got the activities in front of us, and we can only do 4 days due to there being a press interview at the end of it, and then the season break. So we are going to go with 2 and 2. We're not going to go with a 3-day activity, and we're going to go with sim training because it improves obviously Jack's experience a bit more, and we're going to go with the durability team building. Because it obviously improves the durability morale. And talking of durability, which I've said about 3 times in 10 seconds, we're going to actually improve the resource point generation and upgrade that. So to make that a new level of the tier 1, I think it's called. So now we're going to go on to the questions from Will Buxton. So let's see. This is our second interview, of course, with Will. We had an interview with him at the start of the season, but let's see what he's got to ask us this time.
Your team's been picking up points fairly consistently. Do you think you'll be able to become a challenge to the top teams in the future?
Well, obviously there's a few options there. To be honest, that is our aim. Obviously, we all want to be a top team. Let's be honest. But yeah, it's not going to happen overnight. We are building towards it with P4 and the constructors.
At a rapid pace. How dedicated are they?
Well, I could easily say they're not as dedicated as me, because I'm the one controlling everything, including the team and all the funding and everything. But we're going to go with the amount of time that they prepare off the track due to what we actually give them. Well, the first win was due to me again, but the reason we were able to get the win is obviously at the start of the season when we got asked the question, we said about the engine, so that actually allowed us to get better results from that. And obviously due to this question as well, I think we're going to have to go with the same thing with the power unit being so good, due to obviously leveling that up right at the start.
How long do you think it will be before you can challenge the big 3?
The big 3? What? Red Bull, Mercedes and Racing Point? I'm already trying to challenge them. I've already beaten out Albon in a race, or in the rivalry. So, but yeah, we're going to obviously go with only a matter of time, because that's only the credible option on there. So he's only got the 5 questions for us, but I think we've answered them quite well. And we've actually got quite a bit of money in as well. And we're going to go through the season break now, because we're at the halfway point. And we're actually going to get a lot more money, obviously, due to the weekly sponsoring. And we've got about 5 mil in the bank, just under. So we're actually going to buy another upgrade here for the simulator training, which will obviously increase Jack's pace, which don't really need to be increased because it's already at 80, roughly. But we're going to go on to qualify now and see how we get on in qualifying in Belgium. as we go through the last quarter. Belgium Grand Prix, of course. Here to start our first qualifying lap, you brake as hard as you can at the 100 metre board because it is a very tight corner and you can easily go running off into the very short deep runoff area. And now you can see up ahead the beast that is a Rouge. Quite a difficult challenge. I think I handled it as well as I could there. Did slide a little on the back end as we go down the Kemmel Straight with the DRS, of course, wide open. See how fast we can get through it. Brake around the 50 metre board, maybe about 75 if you're not if you're feeling a bit scared, as we go deep. And we actually put a little bit of the toe, the back left wheel, into the gravel trap as we go through the turn 9, and we're actually going to go down this long straight here, and we actually put a toe on the grass as well just before obviously pull on as we go deep into turn 12 as well. And we're going to go around the track, and this is actually the longest track on the calendar, I do believe. It's as you can tell, there's a lot of long straights, and without those long straights it'd be a normal sort of length of a track, but with those long straights it does come out to be about 1 minute 30 plus, 1 minute 40 plus sort of track. So it is a very long track as we come around the last couple of corners of the track. Very long back straight round here, no DRS of course, as we brake roughly at the 100 metre board into the bus stop chicane, round the last turn, up with the DRS now on the main straight, and we're going to get a P6 finish. So what looks to be a good result for us is P6 finish. That's where we should be aiming to get, but unfortunately for us we do drop down. We do get drop down to P14 or P15 should I say. So not the greatest. We do have to go out for another lap. We do improve our time on our second lap, which does see us through thankfully, and we do get up into P9, but obviously most importantly we're through to Q2 so we can carry on fighting, of course. As we go through for our first lap in Q2, it's actually the worst out of the bunch, and we only get P14. We try to stay out on the same tyres, see if we can get a better lap time, but as we go through and we actually put a toe into the gravel trap, and we do spin out and actually break our front wing just at turn 15 at Stavlot. So we do actually break it, so we're not going to get anything from it. It was turn 14 should I say. This is turn 15 at Stavlot, and we actually do it again, and now we're going to be out of the qualifying in Q2. We're not going to get through to a shootout because we can't improve our time, because we've made 2 huge mistakes, and that's going to see the end of our qualifying session, and we're down in P16. I think that's the lowest we've qualified as well, so we're going to have to try very, very hard in the race, unfortunately.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula 1 World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. Spa-Francorchamps then, a 4.35-mile tour of the Ardennes countryside, with 9 right corners and 10 left corners, giving us a grand total of 19. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in these conditions, we won't be seeing anything like that today. And I'm joined once again by Anthony Davidson to bring you the lowdown for today's race. Let's start by talking about Kimi Räikkönen. There's a new gearbox in the back of that car, which means a grid penalty, and hopefully some excitement as they make their way through the field.
Fingers crossed that's one failure they won't have to worry about today at least. There's not much of a silver lining to starting down the field with a penalty, but I think they'll be able to make some of that back up over the course of the race.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas, The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and Ricciardo, Albon, Perez, Ocon, and Carlos Sainz. Stroll, Kvyat, Pierre Gasly, the rookie, Giovinazzi, Aitken, Kevin Magnussen, and Kimi Raikkonen. Grosjean, Russell, Latifi, and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
And as you could see from the grid lineup, we actually go up to P14 and start in P14 due to Kimi Raikkonen and Lando Norris both getting penalties. So yeah, good for us as we're going to be starting on full wet tyres due to the weather, and we're going to change to intermediates at 7 and 15 due to the weather looking like it's going to change, if you can see up at the top on the session forecast. But yeah, it's full wets. So it's going to be a tricky race, and it's going to be even a trickier race due to being where I am on the grid in P14. But as we go to 5 red lights, and we're underway here as we've got the both Alpha Tauris just in front of us. We get a great start, and we go to the outside of the track, hoping to sail it round everyone as we go past quite a few cars, and we're directly behind Perez now, trying to sail it past him as well as we go off the circuit slightly, and we're going to have to box down into P9, but we're up 5 places here in front of Gasly, Ocon, Kvyat, Sainz and Stroll as there's yellow flags through Rouge, and we're struggling to make it through. We just get through, but we hit the back of Perez, and we actually may have a lot of damage there as we've got Gasly and Ocon have to be let through. We couldn't stay with him as we hit the back of Perez. We swung one way, hit him again and swung the other way, and it let our car line back up as we got Lance Stroll to the side of us as we go through in turn 7, and we finally get the move complete on him, and we stay up in P11 now, but that could have been race over before it even really begun as we went through Rouge as we're looking to make a move here on Ocon, but unfortunately we're too far back to make the move round the outside at turn 10, so we're going to have to stay behind him for the time being as we go through each turn. And to be honest, I can't see a thing. If it weren't for those nameplates above their head, I wouldn't be able to see anything whatsoever as we actually go deep into the turn there, and we just try to stay with them, but I can't actually see where I'm going due to the rain being so heavy. It's so hard to see anything around this circuit. It's so hard to see anything in the rain, especially as these cars going so fast as they do, 150 miles an hour plus, and then the rain's just spurting it back into our faces as we come through onto the back straight, trying to see if we can gain a position into the bus stop chicane. I don't think it's going to be likely due to how far back we are, and we actually go deep before the bus stop chicane, and that's going to cost us even more time, so we can't make a move here unfortunately. We're just going to have to settle for being in P11. Well, I say settle for being in P11, it's still 3 places up from where we qualified, so we're going to be up into P11 at the end of lap 1 here as we come through onto lap 4, and we've got Ocon in our sights as we're going through our Rouge, and we're up onto the Kemmel Straight now. No DRS of course due to the weather, but we're gaining and gaining with overtake mode, with rich mixture engaged. Can we make a move here on Ocon into turn 1? We dive down the inside and make the move work, or into turn 1. I meant to say into turn 7, and we've made the move work here, and we're up another place here on lap 4, and we're up into P10 into the points now as we're looking to push on towards Gasly. As you can see, Perez is in the pits, and there's actually a few more cars in the pits, being an Albon and Daniel Ricciardo, so we're going to gain quite a few positions here. We're going to be up into P7 as we're chasing down, looking to overtake Gasly in the same sort of manner that we did on Ocon, but to be fair, he's got a great exit out of turn 1, so I do think he's going to keep this position for the time being, unfortunately. And as you could hear from our engineer, there's a new strategy that is available, even though for the past couple of episodes nothing's come up once I have clicked it, but that I have sort of worked out that when they do suggest a new strategy, it's on us to guess what they want us to do. And considering we were going to be coming into the pits on lap 7 anyway, a lap later, for the intermediates, and they're saying for a new strategy. I'm guessing they want us to come in now for the intermediates, so that's what we're going to do. As you can see, Sebastian Vettel's up into the pits, just up ahead, and we're going to come into the pits. Is Gasly going to come into the pits with us? No, he's not. So we're going to come into the pits 1 lap earlier than scheduled, and we're going to come into the pits, fit the intermediate tyres now, and hopefully we can get an undercut on some of the cars that stay out on these full wet tyres. Hopefully we can just get past them when they have to come into the pits. But Jack's coming into the pits as well, so we're going to be double stacking. But the problem with this is, as you can see in front of me, we're going to have to change our front wing due to the damage that we got caused in Rouge on lap 1 due to the yellow flag. And we just get out as Jack's coming into the pits. So we're going to be coming through, and we went into the pits in P7, and we're going to exit in P14. So we lost 7 places due to the pit stop. But we are still in front of Sides and a few others. But we're going to try coming through. But we've got Russell on our tail as we go very weird and slidey through Rouge there. And we're going to have Russell all over our tail now. Down the Kemmel Straight. Can we keep in front of him? We've got Rich Mix engaged. We've got overtake on. And we're going to brake. And we're going to stay in front of Russell for the time being. Here at the end of lap 7. And as you can see, Verstappen's in the pits, and actually Norris is given way to us, and he's actually going to come into the pits as well, whereas Magnussen is in the pits as well. And we're going to try see how many positions we can get up. Unfortunately, Ocon is now out of the pits, likewise with Stroll. So we're going to be down in P12 behind the 2 people that we actually overtook. So now we're on the tail through Rouge, but there's a yellow flag once again for the 2nd time this race, and it's actually Lance Stroll who's going slowly. So we're going to overtake him here for P11. Is it going to be a safety flag though? That's the big question. Is he in a position where a safety flag or safety car is needed here? So we're going to be coming through, and it's not going to be a safety car, so it's not going to bunch the field up, unfortunately. But we are going to stay out here through lap 10 in P11, directly behind Ocon as we go through, and we actually make a small bit of contact there, and into turn 10 as we try to make the move around the outside. But now we're up through Rouge at the end of, or start of lap 11, and we're going to make a move here on Ocon, just like we did earlier, down the Kemmel Straight. Can we make a move here with Rich Mix, with overtake? Can we make the move into turn 7? And it's going to be a bit of deja vu here as we make the move through turn 7. He does make a little bit of contact with us, but thankfully for us, we get the position, and we're up into P10 once again, just like we did earlier on. And we're going to be coming in the next couple of laps here. The rain's still coming down. As you can see, there's a few cars coming into the pits again, and it's the same bunch of cars that we saw earlier in Perez, Albon and Ricciardo, all on the same strategy, coming in now. And we're on the tail of Gasly. Can we make a move here into turn 1? We go to the inside and just dominate the corner. Just take control of where he can go. He can't turn in on us because we didn't give him the room to turn in on us. We're up another place now, and we're up into P6 now. But we've actually go slow through Rouge once again due to the nature of the actual turn itself and the wet weather playing a part. And we're on the intermediate tyres, and we've still got Gasly coming at us. So we go defensive, push him close to the inside as possible, and switch to the racer line where we're about to brake, and we'll stay in front in P6 as we come across the line to go into lap 15. This is when we're meant to be coming in for our original strategy for the intermediate tyres, of course. So we're going to have to be boxing this lap, but as you can see, my tyres did look good, so I did want to check the weather report because I don't want to box twice or one more lap than I need to. And as you can hear, the weather report is actually saying that it's on the cusp. It's on the edge of actually going over to soft tyres. So we're going to stay out 1 lap longer, and hopefully we get this all right here. Because I didn't want to come in for the intermediate tyres if we're just going to have to box again for softs. And that's what we're doing. We're going to come in for the softs. And as you can see, up in the top right corner, you can see Hamilton's in the pits. You can see Vettel in the pits as well. And they both came in for the soft tyres. So we have made the right strategy here by staying out that 1 lap longer and not coming in to fit the intermediates. And we're going to actually get on this soft tyres at the perfect time as Gasly and Ocon behind us both come into the pits for the soft tyres. Jack Aiken coming into the pits as well, just like us, and we're going to be coming out in P7, but we're going to gain that position straight back from Daniel Ricciardo, who tried to stay out a lap longer and get the overcut strategy on us, but it's not worked, and he's going to bottle back down the order, and we're going to be up into P6 here on lap 18 on the soft compounded tyres. So it's looking like a good result for us as we come round the last time through the bus stop chicane to see the checkered flag on lap 22, and we're going to be a great result of P6 now.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
What a great race then, and what a magnificent victory here at the Belgium Grand Prix. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. And after this round of the World Championship,
So obviously we got P6 in the race, and a great result for us considering we went up 8 places in the race. Scott Driver of the Day also going up 8 places from dead last to 14th, so great result for him as well. Fully deserved between the two of us. Personally, I'm going to go for me, just because obviously I got points and he didn't. But nonetheless, great result for both of us. Great drive from both of us as well, as we stay P6 in the World Drivers' Championship. But we actually increase our gap on Albon. It was level points before. We're now 4 points clear of him. Obviously, it's only 4 points, but it's still 4 points at the end of the day that I'm happy to have over him. And we stay P4 in the Constructors' Championship as well. So another great result, meaning that we could stay in a great position in the Constructors' Championship. And that's where we're going to wrap up this video. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you have any thoughts down below, please comment them. I do read them, I do reply to them. I've been at Feel the Pain PW or Nick Payne, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.